In news, my lovely, wonderful people, former president of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, is speaking in terms of some of the, lies we have been baited with, and we've come to accept. He said, let me tell you something. He gives reasons why you see the Nigerian refinery will never work. It's not may never work. Oh. He say will never work. You know how much they get for inside? Now we get the crude oil. We can't give them to, say, for instance, Netherlands. Netherlands will call refiner. They call collect money to refiner. They call send about, call transport and back. We call the buyer. And we get refinery for Warri, for Port Harcourt, and for Kaduna. If they repair those refineries, they work. People in those houses go get job. The unemployment level, it go drop. I can tell you reliably, because people go move to those areas. Right? Work will carry people go those areas. From engineers to cleaners to drivers, even to many jobs. Everybody go get work. At the end of the day, unemployment will reduce. The economy will grow because there will be power to... Do you understand? Things will be better. But you see witches and wizards, witchcraft. They don't want me to see work. Maybe we ought to Obasanjo get to talk. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Like us, share, subscribe. Why Nigerian refineries will never work. Olusegun Obasanjo reveals big secret. Former president of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, has said the 4 oil refineries in Nigeria will never work. The 4 refineries are located in Warri, Port Harcourt, Kaduna states. Obasanjo said the refineries will never work as long as the government continue to hold on to them. The former president, who stated this in an interview with the cable online newspaper, said Shell Oil Development Company turned down its offer to them to run the refineries. He disclosed that after much persuasion, the managing director of Shell at the time listed 4 reasons why the oil company won't get involved in running Nigeria's refinery, including too much corruption in refineries of Nigeria. Recall that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu last month assured that the petroleum refineries in Port Harcourt will start working by December 2023. December is less than how many months to go? Not a single work have started. Tinubu had, in a statement by former presidential spokesman Dele Aluko in August, said the Port Harcourt refinery will start production by December of 2023 after the completion of the ongoing rehabilitation contract between NNPCL and Italian firm Meru Tecnimont Spa. The president stated this when he met with labor union at the State House in Abuja to halt the last nationwide protests. Labor had, among other things, demanded the government complements its getting local refineries to work, an objective that has got about 11.3 trillion naira in the last 10 years. But responding to a question on the state of Nigerian refinery in an interview, Obasanjo said they will not work, and I'm not wishing it bad, as long as the government is keeping hold on them. When I was president, I invited Shell to a meeting. I told them I wanted to hand over the refineries to them to help us run it. They bluntly told me they would not. I was shocked. I thought it would be a privilege. I repeated the request, and they stood their ground. When the meeting was over, I asked the big guy, MD, to wait behind for a little chat. Then I asked him, why were they so hesitant on not taking over the refinery? He said, did I want to hear the truth? I said, yes. He listed 4 reasons. 1, he said, Shell makes its money from upstream, and that is where its interests lie. 2, he said they only do downstream to retain retail as a matter of service.
Well, happily, I started by saying that this country is a country of laws. That Tinubu is president today is a function of laws. It's a function of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It's a function of the Electoral Act 2022. What I have done is simply to recognize the position of the law. As far as the law is concerned today in this country, without prejudice to the pendency of the petition against the election and the declaration of President Tinubu, he is the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. When he took the oath of that office, it was because the law prescribed that he took that office. When he was so declared as President, it is because the law also makes provision for such a declaration. This is not a function of anybody's sentiments or whims or caprices. It is about the express provisions of the law. And the law clearly says, and those lawyers that are talking about all of this also know, and they owe the people of this country the duty to properly guide the people, to let them know what the law says. And if they do, the people will fall in line. And there is a presumption of regularity of the act of every public officer. So the law presumes very clearly, and those lawyers are not in doubt. They know, except that they haven't been gracious enough to tell the people that when any public duty or anything has been declared by a public officer, there is a presumption, rebuttable though, that all that needed to be done had been so done, and that the person who made that declaration has the authority to make such a declaration. Did INEC chairman have the authority to make the declaration that he did? Yes. When he declared that Tinubu won the election, there is a presumption that inured in favor of Tinubu as the candidate at that time, now president, under the auspices of APC, that all that needed to be done, all the requirements that needed to be satisfied for him to be so declared president have been satisfied. Who else should I invite? Should I not recognize the provisions of the law and what the law has provided? Are we without a president simply because there is a pending petition? No.
Okay,
Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the president of this country, and I went to him because I defer to the law, not to the whims and caprices of any particular individual.
Okay.
And if those lawyers say that there is no such presumption under the law, let me know. Let me know. But all of this are without prejudice to what the court is going to determine in the petition. But as it is today, he's the president. I've invited him as president. He came, he declared it as president, and it is within my remit to do so, and it is within also the provisions of the law for me to recognize him as the